Hi, this is Scott Garibay, and today we're going to talk about Andrew Yang and the Des Moines Register Iowa poll and what happened there, and all the big events that happened in the Des Moines, Iowa poll, and what it means for Andrew Yang and for Yang Gang, and what Andrew Yang's response should be to what happened in the Des Moines Register Iowa poll. All right, but first and foremost, today is November 19th, and that means it is All Debates Eve, because tomorrow is the November 20th Atlanta MSNBC Washington Post debate number 5. Get excited. I am so excited to spend that evening with you guys watching Andrew Yang crush all his opponents, move forward, show incremental improvement, and do everything that we've seen him do in debate 1, 2, 3, and 4. Because he was at every debate 1, 2, 3, and 4. Because he has enough vision and drive to know that he should have been in the race from the very beginning, rather than forgettables who forgot to enter, right? Or strugglers like Tulsi who couldn't make each debate. Right? So we should all be very, very proud of Andrew Yang being in his 5th debate. It is becoming a very special badge, right? He is one of the candidates who is making every single debate, and we could hear from him every single. We shouldn't take this for granted, right? You guys know Michael Bennett is still in the race? That's amazing to me. Man, that dude couldn't sell shoes in America. I have no idea why on earth anybody thinks he could be president. It's amazing, right? Anyway, all right. But I want to wish you an All Debates Eve. And of course, on debate day, we all celebrate the ghosts and ghoulies of the political world. Of course, we're all going to see the ghost of the political world. Of course, Andrew Yang is the ghost of our future presidency, right? It's hard to see him now as the future. Well, for most people, I see it clearly, right? But for most people, it's hard for people to see Andrew Yang as our future president. He's like see-through, like a ghost, right? But he is our future president. And right now, for all debate day, he will be, our ghost of future presidency. Now, the ghost of future presidency, right, is Elizabeth Warren. She's the one that most people presently think will be president, right? And that's how people see her, right? And then all the other candidates, right? The vast majority of the other candidates are the ghosts of politics past with spooky, creepy ideas, like the idea that political expertise is still an advantage in trying to be president. Ooh, what a spooky old concept, right? Or the idea that that human beings run for that more than 2 human beings have actually entered the 2020 U.S. presidential primary race, right? We do have 2 human beings. We have Tom Steyer and we have Andrew Yang. All the rest are crocodiles, right? We have they all have green scaly skin from being marinated in that swamp juice of Washington. They all have 2-foot-long mouths filled with fangs, right? So you have that spooky concept that that there aren't green-skinned creatures running for a presidency. The vast majority of them are green-skinned crocodiles, right? It's just a thing, right? So I wish you a very happy All Debates Eve, and I can't wait to talk with you tomorrow about the debate. It's going to be very exciting, right? All right, let's get back into our main topic. Thanks for your patience with me talking about the debate. I'm so excited about it. I hope you're excited about it too. And if it's in your space, go ahead and invite people over, have nachos, make it a thing, right? It's exciting, it's fun, all right? All right, so let's get into the main topic. All right, what happened for Andrew Yang in the Des Moines Register Iowa poll. Andrew Yang came in 10th, right? He polled at 3%. That's not good. We got problems. We've got a very large problem, right? So Andrew Yang in Iowa came in 10th. He came. Now, it is good that he is top 10. There are more than, there's still 15, 20 candidates. And he's doing well. He's doing well. Of course, CNN took the opportunity to continue the Yang media blackout, excerpted him from graphics the way they always have. It's incredible that, even after we've been calling it out for months, CNN is absolutely dedicated to the Yang media blackout. It is horrific. It's terrible. It's so frustrating to see. It's hard to understand why they would commit themselves to this, but they're committed to it. Excuse me. Yeah, it's very, very alarming, right? Incredible. All right. So, what happened in the top 5 slots, right? Who were the real winners in... by the way, before we end this video, I will tell you what Andrew Yang needs to do to beat the number 1 slot, right? And we'll get there. All right. So, what about Andrew Yang's competitors? Who surged past Andrew Yang in this poll, right? Well, guess what? Pete's got a new name, right? Number 1 with a bullet is not Pete Buttigieg. It is Pete Boost-Edge, right? Because he boosted to the top. Pete Boost-Edge finished with 25% of the people said that he is their number 1 pick for presidency in Iowa. That is huge. Nobody saw that coming. That is a surprise to a lot of people, right? Actually, a few people saw it, but very few, right? Boost-Edge supporters definitely saw it coming, but we didn't, right? Nor did most of the media. All right, and he's number 1, and this is a huge change. One of the things I love about this 2020 U.S. presidential primary Democrat race is how exciting it is. There's actual change that happens, right? So he boosted right past second place, which was Warren at 16%, right past third place, which was Biden at 15%, right past fourth place, which was Sanders at 4th place, and right past Amy Klobuchar at 5th place, right? Hey, congrats to Amy Klobuchar. She is crushing it. She's doing really good. She's got that Yang momentum, right? Underestimated but still performing. I'm very proud of her. I like Amy Klobuchar a lot. She's like, if the people who believe in alternate dimensions, right? I think in an alternate dimension, there's a guy who does videos every single day about Amy Klobuchar named Skort Garibay. But not in this dimension. In this dimension, I'm focused and I know who the real winner is, Andrew Yang. But I do like Amy Klobuchar. I like her a lot. I love her Heartland stalwart energy, and I'm very happy and excited for her that she won this, that she came in 5th in this poll, right? I don't like that she beat Andrew Yang, but hey, let's give credit where credit's due, right? All right, now, what the heck? How did this happen? How is Pete Boost-Edge number 1, right? So let's talk about it, right? So the who, right? Pete Boost-Edge. The what? Pete Boost-Edge is number 1 in Iowa, right? The why? Why did this happen, right? Let's talk about it. It's a really good question. There's a few reasons, okay? Reason number 1, American Democrats, the Democrat Party, American Democrat voters are awaking from their septuagenarian fever dream, right? I don't know how we got here, but at some point, the American Democrat Party said, hey, it'd be really great if we took our decades-old legacy of being the party of youth and energy and crumpled it up and threw it in the trash and then lit that trash on fire and then had 3 70-year-old people, all who are white, run for president. What the heck? This is so non-Democrat. It looks so Republican. It's ridiculous. It's a straight Republican move, right? When did the Democrat Party become the septuagenarian banner carriers? This is nuts, right? How did we get here, right? And actually, this is the first signs that Americans are going, wait. We understand our own inconsistency. We keep pointing at flat earthers and laughing at them. We keep pointing at climate deniers and laughing at them because they don't believe in facts and science, right? But then we have our own magical beliefs that when you're 70 years old, your mind and your body when you should be absolutely working at peak performance. That time doesn't, in American Democrat Party mind, 70-year-olds are immune from time, and their minds and their bodies are not degrading. That's not science. You can't laugh at a flat earther. You can't laugh at a climate denier and then say, you know what would be a great idea? Let's elect a 78-year-old man who just had a heart attack, right? Like, what the heck, right? It is very, very, it has become shockingly clear from the Septuagenarian Trinity that it is a bad idea to have 70-year-olds running for president, right? For all the reasons I just mentioned and even more, right? Like, so this is nuts, right? I'll give you another one, right? People don't talk about how huge a problem this is, that the Democrats are embracing septuagenarian leadership, right? It is bonkers crazy, right? Here's another one, right? So Andrew Yang, he actually cares for Americans. And when you care for Americans, you actually use logic to say, how do I best serve this nation, right? Well, one of the things that Andrew Yang saw is he's like, hey, young people are going to have a hard time getting a job. You know why? Because robots are coming for their jobs, right? That's who's really coming for their jobs, right? And I want to make sure that the few remaining jobs that are here in America, right, are available to the young, right? And the Democrat Party's like, nope, forget that. Here's 3 people who are all fully incented to go collect a Social Security check. And the entire society has said, this is literally not your business. You know what your business is? Nothing, right? Your business is hugging your grandchildren. Your business is petting your basset hound. Your business is making a new you, right? Bernie Sanders, go find a young African-American young lady and teach her the 50 years of wisdom that is in your head as a politician. Nope. I need to make sure that young Afro-American girl, I take her job. I have a check waiting for me for Social Security. If I stop working right now, the society will literally pay me for it. But forget that. Forget that young African-American girl. I'm not giving her my wisdom, right? I'm not going to help her. I'm not going to build a new Bernie Sanders that is smarter and better and younger and more dynamic and more resilient and has intersectionality. Forget that. I'm going to take a young person's job. I'm going to take the check that they need, and I literally don't. Society will pay me to go and sit in a rocking chair, right? And I'm going to make sure that I yank, that I pull, that I just claw away that last remaining job from them. And you know why? Because the young people deserve nothing. They don't get a clean earth. They don't get jobs. They get nothing. Everything in this world is for 70-year-old white Americans like me, Bernie Sanders. I'll take it all. I'll take your job. I'll take your clean environment. I'll take everything, right? It is shocking how selfish and ridiculous and it's just, there is no end to the outrageous selfishness that these candidates are displaying. That Warren, that Biden, and that Sanders, they don't understand that this is a paying job. And they have a check that is waiting for them, that all of society has agreed they should collect, right? And they're like, nope, forget it. We will take this job from young people. And also, if we succeed in this job, we will kick every senior citizen and every to-be senior citizen in this nation in the political teeth by saying, guess what? I have succeeded at being president in the hardest job in the world. It'll be a catastrophic success. If any of these septuagenarians get elected, I guarantee you that as soon as they're done being president, the first thing the Republicans are going to do is say, we need to raise the retirement age. And the reason why is clearly old people don't need it. They can work until they're 78 years old, and they can perform in the hardest jobs in the world. So let's do that. The new retirement age is 78 years old. So you, Rita, down in Florida, and you, David, over in Oklahoma, get ready to work until you die. That's what they are saying. That's what Warren's saying. That's what Biden's saying. That's what Sanders is saying. I cannot list the massive amounts of problems that this septuagenarian worship that the Democrat Party has embraced unfolds. It is horrific. It is so horrific. There are so many problems with the Septuagenarian Trinity. It is horrendous. It shocks me how bad this is and how dedicated the Democrat Party is to 70-year-old white people, right? This is nuts. We need to stop this, right? Like, and it's so inconsistent. The Democrats are shouting that we need to supply a cleaner earth for the young, but we could take their jobs. The presidency is a paying job for people who are not retired or not of the age of retirement, who literally have a check waiting for them that the people have prepared and are giving and are handing out and saying, please, for the love of goodness, take this check and build a new you. Hug your grandkids. Pet your basset hounds. There are basset hounds. Elizabeth Warren has a cute little golden retriever. I just saw a picture of it. That poor dog doesn't get petted because she's saying, hey, forget that check. I need to take another job from another young person. It is outrageous. It is outrageous that she is so disrespectful and so forgetful and such a bad pet owner, right? That dog needs petting, right? What's he see her once a month? Good grief. Like, it's crazy. It drives me crazy that the Democrat Party is dedicating itself to the Septuagenarian Trinity. It's nuts. It's crazy. It drives me nuts. Sorry. Okay, we're focused. All right, let's go. All right. So what the heck? So that's one reason why, right? Why else are we here? Well, one, I know, I hear what you're saying. Well, it's because Pete's really executing well. Nope, right? The surge of Pete Buttigieg has nothing to do with Pete Buttigieg. It has to do with the fall of others. The other one is the brittleness of Elizabeth Warren. So one, if you haven't noticed, Biden and Sanders are straw men. They are not real candidates, right? The entire, like, come on, Bernie never had a chance. Come on, he's a socialist, and he's always been a socialist. And anybody who thinks that America is going to elect a socialist is out of their mind. He never had a chance, and every single thing that happens on his tour just makes it even clearer that he never had a chance, right? And now his numbers are there, right? But what are the high numbers for Sanders? What do they mean, right? Well, there is a real purpose for those numbers, right? They're not to win the presidency. Everyone who is voting to get the numbers for Bernie Sanders mean the following. They mean the Democrats want to talk for another year about the things they care about, right? If Bernie Sanders wins the primary, the Democrats do get 12 months of hearing all their talking points first and foremost, constantly, and those true care about dyed-in-the-wool Democrat ideas will Bernie will carry that banner for 12 months, and none of the Democrats will have to listen to anything that they don't like to hear from anybody who could actually win the election, because the only Democrats who can actually win the election are Democrats who are going to say things that are going to be incredibly upsetting to Democrats, right? Because this election is going to be won with evangelical Christians. I guarantee that, right? I don't have anything to guarantee it with. That is my true and firm belief, right? I bet my Beskar that this election will be decided by evangelicals who switch from Trump to vote for a Democrat. And Bernie Sanders doesn't have a hope in heck of converting even a single evangelical Christian, not a one, right? Because evangelical Christians don't vote for socialists, right? Evangelical Christians know that you can't worship God in a communist socialist country, right? And they know, and yeah, I understand the distinction between a Democrat socialist and a communist socialist, but evangelicals don't care. Socialism is socialism to us, right? We don't really care about that super nuanced distinction, right? Like, and so he is unelectable, right? But with Warren, so Warren is she has become but the real issue here is the fall of Warren, right? Warren has become incredibly brittle, right? One of the things that people are seeing is this wealth tax, man. I think this wealth tax is turning to be the political death of Elizabeth Warren. And the reason why is, one, Andrew Yang is on the rise, right? So when people look at Andrew Yang, they see the truth of it, right? Like, Andrew's like, hey, there's wealth inequality. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to lift the poor to the wealthy, right? I'm going to lift them up. I'm going to give them $1,000 a month. Every single one of them, I'm going to lift them up to wealth, right? And you're like, well, wait a second. That's going to give $1,000 a month to all the wealthy people too. I hear you. But see, that it does lift the poor to the wealthy, because giving a billionaire $1,000, they'll never even notice it, right? You give $1,000 a month to the poor, they're going to notice it, right? That does lift them to wealth, even though the wealthy are getting the same amount, right? So it does lift them to wealth. So there's two models of dealing with wealth inequality. There's Andrew Yang's model of lift the poor to the wealthy. I love Elizabeth Warren's way of dealing with the wealthy. I love how incredibly damaging it is to her own candidacy. Here's what Elizabeth Warren's saying and promising. I have titanium chains made of taxes. They are hooked with titanium sharp-edged hooks. I will swing this chain, hook the billionaires, drag them to the level of the poor. That's it. That's the difference. Andrew Yang lifts the poor to the wealthy. Warren promises to hook, chain, and drag down every billionaire to be poor. It's amazing. What a horrible, terrible, shockingly, echoingly bad policy. This is terrible. All right. So that's the issue. We're dealing with a surging Pete Buttigieg because Warren, Sanders, and Biden are so bad for so many reasons. And I haven't even gotten to 1/10 of the reasons why Warren, Sanders, and Biden are just horrific candidates, right? So what happened with the Des Moines Register is not the surge of Pete Buttigieg. It is the fall of the Septuagenarian Trinity. All that's my opinion. I'd love to hear your opinion. Let me know in the comments below. Please consider liking and subscribing, and have a wonderful millennium.